books are there. I thought you were sitting there. No, he needs two, maybe. Jai Gurudev. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana Salakaya Sakshu Militanyena Tasma Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Koratuse Namaha Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Reading from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta by Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa, Kavirāja Gosvāmī Maharaj, and the purports by Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Swāmī Maharaj. Chapter 9. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu travels to the holy places. Text 166. When the Lord arrived at Rishabh Hill, he saw the temple of Lord Narayan and offered obeisances and various prayers. Paramananda Puri was staying at Rishabh Hill, and when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he immediately went to see him. Upon meeting Paramananda Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered him all respects, touching his lotus feet, and Paramananda Puri embraced the Lord in ecstasy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed with Paramananda Puri in a Brahmana's house, where Paramananda Puri was residing. Both of them passed 3 days there discussing topics of Krishna. Paramananda Puri informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he was going to see Purushottama at Jagannath Puri. After seeing Lord Jagannath there, he would go to Bengal to bathe in the Ganges. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told him, "Please return to Jagannath Puri, for I will return there very soon from Rameshvara. It is my desire to stay with you, and therefore if you would return to Jagannath Puri, you would show great mercy upon me." After talking in this way with Paramananda Puri, the Lord took his permission to leave and departed for southern India. The Lord himself was very pleased. Thus Paramananda Puri started for Jagannath Puri, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began walking towards Śrīla. It was in Śrīla that Lord Shiva and his wife Durga lived in the dress of Brahmanas, and when they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they became very pleased. Lord Shiva, dressed like a Brahmana, gave alms to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and invited him to spend 3 days in a solitary place. Sitting there together, they talked very confidentially. After talking with Lord Shiva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his permission to leave and went to Kamakosthi Puri. That is nice, to know that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Lord Shiva and Durga there in person. Wonderful. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at southern Mathura from Kamakosthi, he met a Brahmana. The Brahmana who met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invited the Lord to his home. This Brahmana was a great devotee and authority on Lord Sri Ramachandra. He was always detached from material activities. After bathing in the river Kritamala, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the Brahmana's house. But before taking lunch, he saw that the food was unprepared because the Brahmana had not cooked it. Seeing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear sir, please tell me why you have not cooked. It's already noon." The Brahmana replied, "My dear Lord, we are living in the forest. For the time being, we cannot get all the ingredients for cooking. When Lakshman brings all the vegetables, fruits and roots from the forest, Sita will arrange the necessary cooking." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very satisfied to hear about the Brahmana's method of worship. Finally, the Brahmana hastily made arrangement for cooking. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his lunch at about 3 o'clock, but the Brahmana, being very sorrowful, fasted. While the Brahmana was fasting, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "Why are you fasting? Why are you so unhappy? Why are you so worried?" The Brahmana replied, "I have no reason to live. I shall give up my life by entering either fire or water. My dear sir, Mother Sita is the mother of the universe and the supreme goddess of fortune. She has been touched by the demon Ravana, and I am troubled upon hearing this news. Sir, due to my unhappiness, I cannot continue living. Although my body is burning, my life is not living." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "Please do not think this way any longer. You are a learned Pandit. Why don't you consider the case?" Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, "Sita Devi, the dearmost wife of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra, certainly has a spiritual form full of bliss. No one can see her with material eyes, for no one material has such power. To say nothing of touching Mother Sita, a person with material senses cannot even see her. When Ravana kidnapped her, he kidnapped only her material illusory form. As soon as Ravana arrived before Sita, she disappeared. It was just to cheat Ravana that she sent an illusory material form. Spiritual substance is never within the jurisdiction of the material conception. This is always the verdict of the Vedas and Puranas." That Brahmana must be very happy to hear that something was a misconception. And that is the same in us, in our conception, if we have a conception what is made by the mind in a certain way, and we read or we hear from the sadhu that you can think in another way, then like some clouds are removed. That is say making step-by-step progress in Krishna consciousness, because we have stuffed our mind with so many things, and many good things, but also a lot of things that are bringing us down, actually, that taking our vitality. That's why it's very important to read the books of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then assured the Brahmana, "Have faith in my words and do not burden your mind any longer with this misconception." Purport by Srila Swāmī Maharaj. This is the process of spiritual understanding. Achintya kalu ye bhavana tamstakena voyayat. We should not try to understand things beyond our material conception by argument and counter-argument. We have to follow in the footsteps of great authorities coming down in the parampara system. If we approach a bona fide acharya and keep faith in his words, spiritual realization will be easy. I read that yesterday also. Like, very important is to follow a bona fide sadhu, because from that person our faith will become strong. We need that. We need that. Somebody who is senior from us. Although the Brahmana was fasting, he had faith in the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and accepted food. In this way his life was saved. After thus assuring the Brahmana, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded further into southern India and finally arrived at Durvashan, where he bathed in the river Kritamala. At Durvashan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the temple of Lord Ramachandra, and on the hill known as Mahendra Saila, he saw Lord Parasuram. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went in Setubandha, Rameshvara, where he took his bath at a place called Dhanustirtha. From there he visited the Rameshvara temple and then took rest. There, among the Brahmanas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the Kurma Purana, wherein was mentioned the chaste woman's narration. Srimati Sita Devi is the mother of the three worlds and the wife of Lord Ramachandra. Among chaste women, she is supreme, and she is the daughter of King Janaka. When Ravana came to kidnap Mother Sita and saw him, she took shelter of the fire god Agni. The fire god covered the body of Mother Sita, and in this way she was protected from the hands of Ravana. Upon hearing from the Kurma Purana how Ravana had kidnapped the false form of Mother Sita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very satisfied. The fire god Agni took away the real Sita and brought her to the place of Parvati, goddess Durga. An illusory form of Mother Sita was then delivered to Ravana, and in this way Ravana was cheated. After Ravana was killed by Lord Ramachandra, Sita Devi was brought before the fire. When the illusory Sita was brought before the fire by Lord Ramachandra, the fire god made the illusory form disappear and delivered the real Sita to Lord Ramachandra. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this story, he was very pleased, and he remembered the words of Ramdas Vipra. Indeed, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these conclusive statements from Kurma Purana, he felt great happiness. After asking the Brahmana permission, he took possession of those manuscript scrolls. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received the old manuscript of Kurma Purana. Since the Kurma Purana was very old, the manuscript was also very old. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took permission and possession of the original leaves in order to have direct evidence. The text was copied onto a new scroll in order that the Purana be replaced. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to southern Madura, and delivered the original manuscript of the Kurma Purana to Ramdas Vipra. When he was petitioned by Mother Sita, the fire god Agni brought forth an illusory form of Sita, and Ravana, who had 10 heads, kidnapped the false Sita. The original Sita then went to the abode of the fire god. When Lord Ramachandra tested the body of Sita, it was the false illusory Sita that entered the fire. At that time, the fire god brought the original Sita from his abode and delivered her to Lord Ramachandra. Ramdas Vipra was very pleased to receive the original scrolls of the Kurma Purana, and he immediately fell down before the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to cry. After receiving the manuscript, the Brahmana, being very pleased, said, "Sir, you are Lord Ramachandra himself, and have come in the dress of a sannyasi to give me audience. My dear sir, you have delivered me from an unhappy condition. I request that you take your lunch at my place. Please accept this invitation. Due to my mental distress, I could not give you a very nice lunch the other day. Now, by good fortune, you have come again to my home." Saying this, the Brahmana very happily cooked food, and a first-class dinner was offered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed that night in the house of the Brahmana. Then, after showing him mercy, the Lord started towards Tamprapani in Bangladesh. Shall we stop here for today? Jai. Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta Madhya-līlā chapter 9. Lord Chaitanya's travels to the holy places. Ki Jai. Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī Maharaj. Ki Jai. Jai. Vishnupada Śrīla Bhakti. Vedanta Swāmī Prabhupada. Ki Jai. Then we're reading from Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion, Volume 1. And we are at the chapter The Honest Inquirer. That is chapter 4. Reality is for itself. Jai Śrīla Guru Maharaj. The truth, however, hard it may seem, must be accepted. Die to live, and reality is by itself and for itself. These sayings of Hegel can be very nicely employed by the Vaishnava school. In Sri Gita, we find that reality is by itself and for itself. I am the Lord and enjoyer of all sacrifices. Thus, Sri Śrīdhar Swāmī had remarked, first surrender, then serve. Otherwise, you will try to acquire something, pocket it, and fly away. No, sign the contract for everything that is given to you. Then do the needful service without relying on yourself. Is such a life desirable? We have to think it out. There is so much risk. Die to live. Must we first die in order to live in the future? Are we prepared to take such a risk? Are we sufficiently disgusted with the present environment that we can risk so much for some bright future? I shall jump. Are we disgusted enough to take such a step? If I'm sincere to myself, and if I have a glimpse of the bright future, then only can I take such a risk. Otherwise, no one would be so foolish to take such a risk and jump, giving up the present for the uncertain future. To feel the courage to jump, one must have caught a glimpse of even the tiniest ray of such a bright existence. Sukriti, devotional merit, and Shraddha, good faith, are required. If only a point of noble faith has arisen in one's heart, he may take such a bold step, and he must jump. Otherwise, it is impossible. So what means faith? It means that we have faith in that what we cannot see. That is Krishna, that is his pastimes, that is Mahāprabhu. We have faith, we believe it, we want to give our life for that. That is faith. It is much more than only belief. It is trusted and knowing that this is Srila Gurudev says, a passing show. It's one time it is there, then it is gone. And we will die eventually. So that world, what we cannot see, but we feel that, we hear from the sadhus, that is the reality, the search for Krishna, reality the beautiful. That is reality. The rest is illusory and based on ego. So we have to think about these things. If we do something outside the universal flow, what is always there, there's the flow that we connect with to do our service. If we do something separate, interest, outside that flow, we will always get a reaction. That is karma. So to think about these things. First, Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Faith. And what is Sukriti?
Pious activity.
Yes, like these two. So when we do service with good clean mind, with humility, trying to have some taste, have some affection there, then we accumulate Sukriti. Then we accumulate more and more Sukriti, and our spiritual life will become very strong. We need that it is not that any time we can come and go. No, we need a strong spiritual fundament that whatever happens, we will stay. It is a one-way ticket. We will stay. Maybe many will go. We want to stay. That is what we have to cultivate. That is what we pray for. That we may have such firm faith in our spiritual life. With faith, one can embrace the process of realization. Give up everything and with your utmost energy praise the nobility of faith, the ray for a new and noble life. Even great scholars and stalwarts of the religious world cannot comprehend the quality of the life of surrender to Krishna. What then can common humans comprehend? Those remaining outside may be trying, but they have not yet come to the soil. It's very special. We say it always. Our gurus are fortune givers. They give us a fortune that is almost not understandable by other people. They don't understand it. It's not possible to go over the material world, energy, desires, and give your life for God. But eventually, this will be more and more known to people. Despite many outer symptoms without substance, only when the search has reached to a certain stage can one know, yes, we have struck oil, or iron, or gold. So Sri Chaitanya Dev said, Eho hai ache kaha ara. The divine life you are searching for is now. Go further. In this way, with good faith, Shraddha, one can thus progress. Faith must be of this nature. If we supply food to the stomach, naturally the whole body will be nourished. We shall not try to nourish a particular part by a local injection. If we supply water to the root, the whole tree will be fed. Similarly, by faith we can realize that if we do everything for Him, the center of beauty personified, everything will be very beautifully done. With all your mind, contribute your quota, however small, and from that point your efforts will be distributed beautifully. And this is the highest harmony. The highest life for every part is of the nature of harmony with the whole. If you have a good cook, why try to cook separately yourself? If you simply assist him according to his directions, your ingredients cooked by his hands will be tasteful to all. So engage yourself with that principle. Whatever might you have, however small, Place it at the disposal of the highest beauty, love divine, and it will be distributed, and you will also be inundated with the highest quality and degree of joy and fulfillment. Such a life of devotion has been recommended as the key to our life. Prahlad Maharaj, who is Suddha Bhakta, a pure devotee of the primary stage, Shantaras, has warned us of the contamination of the trading temperament. It is a great danger in our approach to pure devotion, nasa bridya savai vamik. So we must scrutinize ourselves and abandon this trading temperament. At its root is pratishta, the quest for self-establishment, name and fame. Genuine devotion is devoid of such a temperament. I remember in my time of practicing Krishna consciousness, at a certain time I thought, wow, I gave myself, I tried so much, and still so many problems are coming. And to go through that phase, just keep going. Just keep going, because if we can have a mood of sobriety, a sober mood, like it's good where we are, it's fine. This is exactly where we have to do our service. If we would jump or think something else, might not be the best option. Just continue, we all together with a sober mind. Do our service, even small. It will be of the highest benefit. Nothing is small in connection with the Lord. Everything is so great in connection with the Lord. But just calm the mind, who always wants to tell us something. No, there is better, or this is negative, or this is... Stop the mind. Just see what a good opportunity we have here. Wonderful temple, wonderful gurus. The sobriety, that is very important, because it's so high. We will see later more and more what a choice we made, what a environment we have. Not to let the mind kicking and who says all sorts of things. No negativity in the mind. That is very important. Keep our Bhakti lata without all the what is it? The weeds. Any addition, Saraswati?
So good.
Are there any?
Saying that all these challenges coming to us, it's for our own benefit. To get rid of all this. It's a cleansing process.
It's a cleansing
Maharaj
process.
says it's purifying. It's purifying. So every wave is favorable in our service life. The environment is perfect, Guru Maharaj says. So we keep going, trying to keep our attention in the service, focus, and with full conviction and sincerity to give our energy to Śrīla Gurudev, our Gurudev, offer give that offering to Śrīla Gurudev, our service, and try to keep in the association of the devotees and without making any offense to anyone. Give honor and respect to everyone.
Yes. because we have many misconceptions in our mind from lifetimes, and to understand that the life we have, it is not understandable, but there is nothing better than this. There is just nothing better than this. We miss nothing outside because it's complete illusion, and mainly without God. How do we, maybe at a certain point a little association with Maya or whatever we have, and then we will see, if we're honest, that's not a nice atmosphere. I heard from Gopal, he said, we were talking, and he said, I know some people in Europe, I have some friends there, but he said, I have no taste to visit them. What are they talking about? I lost that taste. Not to say that we never will do that. There will come circumstances that we have to do that. But I thought, wow, that is such a strong conviction, because it's true. We miss nothing outside, totally nothing. And Krishna is so kind, and Guru is so kind. What we have to do, we have some Maya in our life. That's good. That's no problem. It's enough. It's enough. But simultaneously, we go on this journey, not to leave, to go on. Just sober. Sober is something what we practice here. In the world, they think they all the time have to be enjoy, have some feeling or some, how do you say? Immediately some gratification. And we learn here to don't.
Because
the senses.
Enjoy
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Because they think that is normal. Something, some enjoyment via the body or via the senses. And actually, the body is innocent. The body is not the culprit. The body is innocent. But it is the mind. The mind who tells the body, oh, you have to do this, or there is some excitement. Excitement is for the divine enjoyment. There is, in the service, Guru Maharaj says, there is divine enjoyment. And the enjoyment, so-called enjoyment in the material world, Saraswati Thakur says, then we lose our humility. Then we lose our humility. And it is reactionary. We got some reaction on that. But it's a path. If we slowly, steadily, we go on, and together, and trying to keep each other enthusiastic. Okay, Jai. Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion, Volume 1, Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupada Śrīla Bhakti Rakak Śrīdhar Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupada Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Who hasn't sung? Who is willing to sing?
I haven't sung, have I?
You have? You haven't?
No, I don't think. No, I haven't.
Oh dear.
No, I haven't sung.
Okay, go ahead, Prabhu.
He said, okay.
You want to play the
You want to play Miranda?
Oh, that's all right, yeah. Yeah. Hari Hari Nama Krishna Jai Jai.
Kavirāja Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah Yadavaya Madhavaya
Jai Krishna Paramahamsa Parivāja Kacāya Vāya Asatara Sata Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dankar Swāmī Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Krishna Paramahamsa Parivāja Kacāya Vāya Asatara Sata Śrīla Bhakti Śrīdhar Swāmī Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Krishna Paramahamsa Parivāja Kacāya Vāya Asatara Sata Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai Jai Krishna Parishri Guru Kṛṣṇadāsa Biji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Krishna Parishri Sachidananda Śrīla Bhakti Thakur Ki Jai Jai Krishna Parishri Jagannath Biji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Krishna Shri Rupanuga Guruvaka Ki Jai Nama Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Bharatdev Vijabhusana Ki Jai Shri Kṛṣṇadāsa Chakravarti Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Narottam Shamananda Srinivasa Acharya Prabhu Ki Jai Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja ki jai, six Gosvāmī of Gosvāmī ki jai, Sadhu Śrī Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Sadhu Śrī Mahāprabhu ki jai, Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Shami Radha Kṛṣṇ ki Kavirāja ki jai, Shri Lakshmi Varaha Devi ki jai, Shri Bhakti Vignavina Shaya Shri Singade ki jai, Bhakti Lord Maharaj ki jai, Tosi Mahārani ki jai, Ganga Janamaji ki jai, Gosvāmī Bhagavatam Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Vishnu Vaishnava Sabha ki jai, Akramat Raja Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Dodiya Sankramat ki jai, Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Sri Mahāprabhu ki jai, Sri Krishna Dodiya Sankramat ki jai, Sri Mahāprabhu ki jai, Sri Navadvip ki jai, Vrindavan Purushottam Dham ki jai, Padadesi ki jai, Shakanachi ki jai, Sri Govinda Kundi ki jai, Sri Śrīdhar Sri Ganga Devaraja ki jai, Samaveta Vaishnava Mandala ki jai, Samaveta Bhakti ki jai, Jai Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, devotees all over the world ki jai, Jai Nishai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrīdhar Kavirāja Śrīla Mahāprabhu